What's up, homies? Today is a very special day. That's why I got my hair did. We have reached 69 subscribers.
Nice.
On this channel. And I just want to say I feel blessed. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. It's beautiful. I'm amazed. I'm grateful. Thank you for tuning in every time. We're just gonna keep doing stuff on this channel and uploading it, whether embarrassing, whether fun, whether serious. Keep tuning in. I just wanted to mark this point in time of my channel's history to show my gratitude for the number of subscribers I have gained. Thank you! Today, we're gonna be talking about my dog's possibly gonna knock over the camera. Ah! Anyway, today we're gonna talk about story time. The time that I passed out on weed. Okay. Look. I think it's important to talk about this because I have noticed that when it comes to weed, everyone's for it and stuff like that. However, no one realizes that sometimes it doesn't go well with people, right? And if I posted that on the internet, like let's say Facebook or something, I would immediately get retaliation. Like, weed is the best drug for you, or I don't know, whatever people say about it, just automatic defense without hearing stories and stuff. So I just want to put my story out there. So if there is people out there that are shy about their experiences, they know they're not alone. Because I truly believe, based off of my reaction to it, that there's just some people it is not meant for. Unfortunately, because I'm pro legalization and everything. We just have to look at the circumstances other than the good ones, you know what I'm saying? Before we evaluate it. This is one of the times I have passed out on weed. One of the worst. Nope. There's another bad one. But let's start with this one. Okay, so. There was this one time. It was 2019 in January. The new year had just came in. It was winter. It was nice and fresh outside. And I was actually on the phase of quitting weed because I was getting sucked into Amway. And they were telling me that, anything wasted not on your future is money wasted. So I was trying to stop smoking weed even though I loved it. And by then I had built a tolerance. I smoked a lot of weed. Okay, so I was slowly coming down from that. I wasn't spending as much. Occasionally, I would smoke with my friend if she offered. But other than that, I was not doing my regular. And my body was feeling it, right? So by January, I think I was not smoking regularly. Let's say once a week, I think. And my friend, or my roommate at the time, she was like, come on, let's smoke a little bit and go to the dog park. Take our doggies to the dog park. And I was like, okay, So I smoked a little bit, right? But that little bit got me high up there because I wasn't used to it anymore. And when we smoked, we went to the dog park, had a good time. My doggy, he was 45 pounds or so, and he was playing with this other dog. And I was standing right next to them, right? And I was just standing there watching them. You know how parents watch their children play, and it's so wholesome. And that's what I was doing. And I was just hanging out. And then the dog that he was playing with was jumping around him. And it just happened to jump into my area, and it hit my knee. So when he jumped, banged up on my knee locked out, and I fell, and as I fell, my hand hit some shit that was laying there, and it hurt. I've never locked my knee where it hurt, And so the owner of that dog was like, hey, are you okay? Oh my God. And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. And I get up and I realized that my knee hurts bad. And I'm just like, oh no. Because something I haven't mentioned on this channel, I'm getting hyped up just thinking about it. I have some sort of like bone phobia where the thought of my bones being broken or getting broken or dislocated and being in danger of being hurt like freak me out. I can't watch videos like that. I can watch blood and gore and all that stuff except for bones breaking. I cannot stand it. Like I will literally start hyperventilating and like getting dizzy and wanting to pass out and stuff. And so of course when my knee started hurting, it triggered that hardcore. I was like, oh no, no. Oh God, what's wrong with my knee? Oh God, what should I be doing? Oh, how can I fix it? Blah, blah, blah. And I started like freaking out about it in my head. I'm sure I looked fine on the outside, but in my head, everything was just about my knee. See, I'm getting like, just right now thinking about it. It was a year ago. Get over it, Diana. But I'm trying to calm myself down, right? So I slowly walk away from where I was, like towards this gate, a regular wired gate, and I go to lean on it, right? I'm leaning on it and I'm just like, chill out. And that is when I started seeing white. So everything on the edges of my vision were just like, whoosh, right? And I think by then my roommate sees me that I'm like freaking out. And she's like, hey, what's wrong? Are you okay? I'm like, I feel like I'm going to pass out. By then, as she's talking to me, I can't even hear her either. I just see a bunch of like white. And then I like barely hear her, right? So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to pass out. Being that I was on the floor, like on the concrete floor, and it was January, it was moist, there was mud and water everywhere where I was lying down. So my roommate's like, oh, okay, if you feel like you're gonna pass out, come on, let's go sit down at the bench so you could have somewhere to sit and not be on the floor. Makes sense. She gets me up and I think she has me like braced from the back. And we're walking towards the bench, and that is all I remember. Probably took a few steps before I passed out. So when I wake up, I'm on the floor like that, and I'm like, with my back against the concrete floor, and I feel weird, right? Like this part hurts on my face, and I'm like, what's going on? And this guy is like hovering over me. He's like, are you okay? What's going on? Talk to me, blah, blah, blah. Let's call the ambulance. And of course, being that, you know, I'm in the US, I was like, no, we don't need to call the ambulance. This has happened before. I passed out before. Story for another time. He was trying to check up on me, see what was going on. And I tried to like get up and he was like, no, chill out a little bit, hang on. I think you'd think I'd remember that. It was only a year ago, but the guy that was hovering over me had training because he was in the military. We only knew that because his little military backpack was like off to the side while he helped me. But that was nice of him. Wherever you at, thanks, homie. And guess what my dog was doing? I have heard so many nice stories where people's dogs, you know, they see their person in danger or hurt and the dog sticks to them no matter what. And that's just so sweet. And I always knew that my doggy, his name was Cookies, would do the same because he like such a sweet boy, right? So there was just no way I was like, my dog would be like that. Guess what his ass was doing? He was off to the side. I think my roommate told me that he was just kind of like by the door, sitting there, chilling, like, oh, hey guys, my mom's on the floor right now for whatever reason. Hell if I know. The doggy that was next to me, all concerned, was my roommate's named Greta. She was the one that was like, you know, laying down with her paws in front of her. Like, I was like this. She was right next to my head, just like making sure I was okay. So sweet. But yeah, thanks, Cookies. No, I'm just kidding. That's okay. I knew he loved me. After that, I got up and I was like, crap, this is embarrassing. So this is what happened that I didn't know about because I was passed out or in the verge of passing out. My roommate said that, you know, as she was helping me, taking me over to the bench, that's when I toppled forward, right? And she saw me start toppling forward, so she went to like give me a bear hug basically from the back, and she held on to like around my waist area, and that didn't really help because she managed to keep my bottom half up, but my top half, including my face, went down and into the concrete. And that's why I felt like pain right here, because I had like busted my lip on the concrete. I'm glad that my teeth didn't chip or nothing, because that's just more bills I don't want to worry about. Yeah, so this fainting spell caused me to hit my whole head into the ground. Thanks. No, I'm just kidding, roommate. That's okay. She tried her best. Yeah, so that was my experience with that. Basically, I have theories, okay? Unfortunately, I didn't go to the hospital that day, so I never really found out why I reacted that way to that whole situation. And I kind of can't help but wonder, would I have been honest? I don't know, because, even though weed is legal, medically legal where I'm at, it's still stigmatized, so I can't help but wonder, would I have said, hey, I passed out and this is what I smoked beforehand? I don't know. I can't help but wonder, because past Diana didn't go to the hospital. But here's my theory on why I think I passed out and reacted that way. My major is in exercise and science. I just really like learning about the body and why it does certain things the way it do. And so I've come up with my own theory. I have general anxiety. I'm diagnosed. Okay? I'm learning to work with it every day. I also tend to run on the lower of the normal range blood pressure. So blood pressure normal is between 90/60 to 120/80. I will double check those numbers, and if I'm wrong, I will have my editor post them here. Anyway, right now it's a little on the higher up of the normal scale because I'm pregnant, but back then my blood pressure would be around 90 to 95/60, right? So it tended to be on the low scale. And so being that I have general anxiety and semi-low blood pressure, but not too low, just on the lower side of normal, I think that when I smoked weed that day, weed is a relaxant or whatever, like it makes your veins dilate. So when they dilate, that means that the wall veins are not as tight, and therefore there needs more force to push blood through your system, right? And so I think that day when I freaked out over my knee, that caused my anxiety to go up, and my blood pressure was low, and my blood wasn't reaching my brain, and that's why I started seeing white and I passed out. That's my theory though. I ain't a doctor. I could be wrong, of course, but that is my story of how I passed out on weed. I actually know 2 other people that pass out on weed. Like I said, why? Hell if I know. But, maybe they have different medical things going on with them. Like how I tend to have lowish blood pressure. It's just all contributing factors that could probably affect how your body reacts to it, right? Like I said, I'm not against weed. I think we should go for the legalization of it, because if we legalize it completely, we get to do more research on it. Maybe one day we'll know exactly why some people pass out on it. But in the meantime, I feel like we don't know too much about it to be able to say, oh, this, and this, why. I have a friend that is actually receiving her doctorates and studying drugs and everything. And so, I feel like we're on our way to find out way more about drugs and whatnot. That is my story. If you'd like to follow me on other social media, I am on Instagram and Twitter as MyMilkshake777. I also have another Instagram having to do with dog paws because they make me laugh. Give me a follow if you'd like. Thanks for tuning in, homies. I will see you next time.